guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Jenna, and today I thought it'd be a really fun idea to do a Valentine's Day look, seeing as it's coming up. So keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on my primer, and I use the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, and I'm just going to apply it all over my face. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is putting a little bit of red lipstick under my eyes just to help hide my bags when I put foundation over top. I've used this hack in another video I just did, and I just find it just really helps to kind of make them disappear when I'm wearing my foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to be applying my foundation, and I use the Sweet Leilani Skin Cover, and it is in the shade Sunrise, and I will be applying it with my foundation brush. Okay, so now that I'm done with my foundation, I'm going to be moving on to blush. And today I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink blush, and I'm going to be applying it with a blush brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to apply it to the apple of my cheek. Okay, so once you're done finishing all your blush and all your foundation and stuff, I'm saving highlight for last, and I'll show you why. I'm going to be grabbing pieces of tape. It doesn't really matter what type, as long as it's not like duct tape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get two pieces that are relatively about this big each. And I'm gonna put them on my shirt so they're not as sticky, just one little swipe so it helps them not be as sticky so it won't take off foundation underneath. But I'm actually gonna put it on the corner of my eye at an angle towards the end of my brow bone, kind of, or end of my eyebrow. And I'm just gonna take them to my eye, like so. Okay, so once they're taped on there and you think they're pretty even, you're going to go and get a base shade. And I'm using my LA Girl Nudes palette, and I'm going to be using this shade right here, and it's the lightest shade in the palette. It doesn't have a name, but I'll just point out any colors that don't have a name. And I'm going to be applying it to my entire eyelid and up to the tape. Alright, now I'm going to be going into the next shade in this palette, and it's this pink right here, and I'm going to be applying it to the crease and kind of blending it out into the base color that we just used. I'm going to be using the same brush. Alright, once you've blended that to your satisfaction, I'm going to be moving on to a new color, and it's red, and I'm actually going to be using a lipstick, and I'm applying it with a brush. Like, obviously I'm not going to just go like that, but I'm just going to be taking it from the tip like this, and I'm just using like a flat tipped shadow brush, and I'm just going to be like dabbing it on like this, and then I'm going to be applying it to the very outer corner of my eye, and kind of like blending it inwards. So yeah. So now I'm just going to grab a buffing brush, or honestly any brush that has like a pretty stiff tip, and the one I'm going to be using is by Real Techniques, and it's actually their shading brush, but I just use it as a buffing brush because it's such a good one. And I'm just going to be kind of buffing out the edges and blending that into the pink shade that we had on before, and making it really smooth transition. Now another thing that's just going to help it be that more smooth transition is I'm going to go back into this shade and just kind of do a light layer over where the dividing line was between the two shades. And I'm just going to go in with my, again, my Real Techniques medium shadow brush. Okay, now I'm going to be going into a glitter shade, and I'm going to be going into my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be going into the shade that is called Cranapple. I think that's how you pronounce it. Cranapple. I think it's supposed to be like cranberry and apple, and this is kind of like a red shimmer, as like you can see, and I'm just going to be applying it with a sponge tip brush like this. I'm going to be applying it to the center of my eyelid and kind of like work it into the inner corner of my eyelid a bit. Once you finish applying the glitter, I'm going to do my crease, and I'm going to go into this, again, like the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be going into this shade right here, and this is called Jax. And I'm going to be applying that to the outer corner and into the crease. so once you're done with that, I'm going to go again back into this just because I want to have a seamless blend. And I'm going to go back into that pink shade and just kind of go over where I have just added that really dark red shade. Alright, so once you have finished with all that, I am done with the eyelid so far, and now I'm going to take off the tape. And hopefully you have a really nice straight line. I have some mess here, but I'll just grab my phone for it, just go like that. So now I'm going to be doing my lower lash line, and I'm going to go in with my cone-shaped brush, and I'm just going to be going in with the darkest shade we used, which was that Jack's shade in this palette, and there it is. Okay, sorry. So this is what it looks like. I find that this is just a really good one for applying eyeshadow to the lower lash line, and it just really works for me. So I'm going to go into that shade and work in from the outer corner of the eye, and try not to disrupt the really straight line that you have there from having the tape too much. Just kind of work in from right close to the lower, to really close to the lash line. Alright, so there you have it. Now I'm going to do a highlight, and I'm going to be using a golden highlight, and this one is called Precious Petals, and it's by Wet n Wild. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques setting brush to apply it, and I'm just going to add a little spritz of setting spray to the tip of this to get it wet, so the highlighter applies really nicely, because that's how I find it works best, to get a really nice blinding one. So I'm just going to like this, and I'm using my MAC Fix Plus setting spray to do that. And I'm going to apply it to the high points of my face, and I'm also going to apply it to the inner corner of my eye. Okay, and now I'm just going to change into using a little sponge tip thing again. So I'm going to use that to apply it to the inner corner of my eye. I'm just a little bit under on the lower lash line to really open up my eye and brighten it. Alright, so once you're done with that, I'm going to do mascara, and I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild Mega Protein mascara in the shade Black. And I'm going to be applying it to the upper and lower lashes. Alright, so once you're completely done with the eyes and there's no worries about fallout mixing up with the powder, I'm going to go into, that was upside down, I'm going to go into my Fit Me loose finishing powder, and I'm just going to use a little brush. I don't want it to be like, I'm not going to bake it, I'm just going to kind of put a little bit on there just to make it more bright and like brighten up the eye and draw attention to that. So I'm just going to go in and go like this. And you can bring it out wider if you want. I don't want to bring it out too wide because I don't want to make my face look super wide because that's usually what the effect does. But I'm just going to keep on applying it to my lower under eye. I'm also going to apply this just to like the bridge of my nose, just to kind of make that a little more shaded and contoured. A little bit on the chin. And that is all I will do for powder, or like setting powder. And now I'm just going to go into my other powder, and this is the Sweet Leilani powder, and I'm just going to apply it with my Real Techniques powder brush. How many times did I say powder? And I'll kind of do a light layer over the entire thing. Alright, so now the final thing. I'm going to be doing my lips. So what I'm going to be doing for my lips today is, of course, it has to be red because it's Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be going into my Vivid Matte Liquid Lipstick. I'm just going to go ham on my lips. Okay, so once you've applied the red lipstick, I'm going to use a little spray, and I'm actually going to go in and wipe it off. And the reason I'm wiping it off is because I don't want my lips to be the center of the look, I want my eyes to be the center of the look. So I'm wiping it off, but I'm not using a makeup remover, I'm just going to use a little cotton pad because I still want the tint of the red to be there. I just don't want the full brightness of it all. And this way it'll be harder for it to come off and start repeating and that kind of thing. So as you can see, I kind of just like wiped that off really simply. I didn't wipe off all of it, I just wiped off kind of the gloss and the brightness of it. So now I'm going to go in with like a little lip gloss. I'm going to use the Benefit lip gloss, and this is called Life on the A-List. And I'm just going to apply that over the top of that and finish it off. Alright, so this is my finished look for Valentine's Day. Now I'm just going to go and get my setting spray and spritz that all over just to make sure this lasts. And I'm going to be using my MAC Fix Plus setting spray. Now I'll just dry it off with a fan. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, as I always do. If you have any questions about any of the products I use, please feel free to comment down below or even DM me through any of my Instagrams. I have two, my beauty and my personal, and I don't mind which one you use to DM me. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. I also have Snapchat if you wanted to find out from that as well, because that might be easier for you. Whatever works. I hope you guys have an amazing Valentine's Day. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm just getting together with some girlfriends and we're going to watch some movies and stuff. So yeah, I hope you have an amazing week. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And stay awesome. Have an amazing week again. And bye.